Governor Baker, one question for you. I've heard a lot of anecdotal evidence here connecting the legalization of marijuana to the opioid scourge that Massachusetts has faced. But the data from Colorado, according to Dr. Larry Wolf, who's the top doc at the Colorado Department of Public Health and was virulently against the legalization of marijuana, he said that since legalization, there have been no large troubling public health trends that have cropped up based on all the data he's seen, and he's seen it all, and all the studies that have come out both federally and for Colorado show no statistically significant increase in youth use of marijuana since the retail sale of recreational marijuana began. You're a data guy. Can you address that a little bit? Because I've heard from you and I've heard from the mayor and I've heard from the speaker anecdotal evidence. But is there data to back up what you're saying?
I think there's overwhelming data that suggests that young people who engage with THC and marijuana in any kind of significant way are absolutely doing two things. One, taking a risk that they will do sort of permanent damage to their cognitive capability. But the other thing that comes out clearly in that data is young people, as a general rule, haven't developed some of the blockages, whatever you want to call them, the capacity to restrain themselves that ultimately develops in your brain when you're in your 20s. And those two things all by themselves have made pretty clear that greater access to this sort of product is just not a good thing for young people. And that's scientifically proven, and I'm quite sure that you would be perfectly happy to agree with me on that. The other thing I would say is that you just had somebody who runs a pediatric addiction program at Children's tell you that a huge portion of the people who are in that program, including those who ultimately got addicted to other heavier substances, started with marijuana. And I hear that too when I travel in recovery, when I talk to John McGinn about this. There's a reason why the entire addiction community, who treat people for all sorts of addictions, in addition to marijuana, have come out against this. And the reason they've come out against it is because they see the link between the behavior and the attitude and the connection. Now, whether it's clinically proven or it's a social use issue or something else, there's a ton of evidence out there, if you just walk and talk to anybody who's in the addiction community, that there is a relationship between marijuana use and other stuff. It's just, you talk to anybody in the community, they'll say the same thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all these folks from the addiction community and from the healthcare world signing up to oppose this thing.